Breeze, a desolate wasteland full of aim duels, dodging, and awful teamwork. This wide-open tropical battlefield is the graveyard to many players' elo. But what if I told you that this map isn't as hard to play as everyone says it is, and that there are actual strategies to taking certain parts of the map? Strategies that will make you win all of your Breeze games. Well folks, you clicked on the right video, because today on SkillCapped, we're going to talk about pro strategies for attacking on Breeze. When asking the community what they think about this lush green map, everyone just seems to hate it. And the reason for that is that people think that the better aimer just always wins. Well, also, this map requires a lot of teamwork to secure in parts of the map, and that's something that's a scarcity in lower levels of matchmaking, which can make this map a lot less fun to play. Now, if you ask higher ranked players what they think of this map, they'll tell you that it might be the best map in the game. And this is because better players usually know how to work together and work with each other and, work as a team. But before we go into how pros are attacking on Breeze, something we need to go over is called map control. So what is map control? Well, it's defined as using utility or taking risky peeks into enemy territory so that you and your team can decide which bomb site to work towards. For example, on Bind, showers is an extremely important part of the map, and without it, it's going to be a lot more difficult to take A site. So in order to gain control of showers, you're going to have to clear it out using your character's abilities, and this can be done with flashes, one-ways, drones, or anything that gives you the upper hand while trying to take aim duels while clearing out showers. Now that you have showers control, you can now pinch the site with the other teammates from A short once they work their way up. Or you can choose to walk away silently if you feel that there are already too many enemies on site. But by taking that map control, you're keeping your opponents guessing as to what your plan is. Before we get into some footage of pros attacking on Breeze and some of the strats that they use, I just want to say that if you're looking for tips on how to attack on other maps, we at SkillCapped have guides on those as well. So if you wanted to hear the best ways to attack on all maps, check out our other guides at SkillCapped.com. We also have a rank improvement guarantee, so that if you don't see your rank improving, you'll get your money back. So if you're looking for the fastest way to climb in Valorant, be sure to check out SkillCapped.com, link in the description below. So now you might be asking yourself, well, what parts of the map should I be taking on Breeze? Well, that answer is quite simple. The most important parts that I see many pros focusing on are hallway, double doors, or elbow. From these positions, you can pinch the site along with your teammates coming from B main or caves, and without control of these parts of the map, taking sites is going to be a lot much harder, as all enemies have to do is focus all their utility and gunfire on one central spot. Let's start with hallway. The reason why this metal tube is so important is because you can control so much of the map. If you can work your way down to the switch and open the door, you can support your teammates in A main trying to take the site. There's no way that the enemy can focus both on you and your teammates coming from caves. This is a 90-degree angle that's almost impossible to hold, and this also creates a pinch and makes it impossible to hold the site. Not only does it allow you to have a strong pinch on the site, but hallway control allows you the option to go even further into nest or even into the enemy spawn if they're super careless. And from here you can snake a couple easy kills and really throw off the enemy. So how do you take hallway? Well, there are several ways you can go about it. You can either smoke double doors, place a killjoy turret down and fight along with it. You can walk up and sage wall it off, or even double swing it with a teammate and fight it with them. Hallway is so important that the entire round can sometimes depend on whether or not you can gain control of that area. So here's a clip from 100 Thieves versus Sentinels. So Sentinels is the attacking team this round, and they value this position so much that they decided to send 3 players to try and take hallway and only send 2 towards caves. This starts with Zombs deciding to Viper smoke it off, and then after that, an all-out brawl proceeds. The hallway gets walled off so Sentinels can't keep pushing it, so then Killjoy breaks the wall, puts her alarm bot down to create some form of pressure, followed by an Omen Blind from Nitro, and all this combined is 1200 credits used from both teams in just a matter of seconds. And this is all just to control that one part of the map. And because of 100 Thieves' util dump into hallways, Sentinels can't take control of hallway and it loses in the round. But despite them losing the round, the fact that taking hallway and attack is so important, I think makes the clip worth showing. Next, let's talk about double doors. This part of the map is very similar to hallway in that it makes holding A site extremely difficult. Not only is it good for pinching site, but holding that area is great at cutting off rotates. Enemies that are towards B now have to make their way through spawn versus through mid, which takes up much more time. Longer rotates means your team has a lot more time to do a better job at clearing and taking the site. If enemies do want to rotate through mid, they're going to have to use the utility to clear it out. This means that they're not going to have as much utility to use on the actual site, so all in all, gaining mid control is super vital on this map. So now the same question for hallway needs to be asked here. How do you take that part of mid? Well, there's many ways to do that, and they're pretty simple. You can Viper wall up mid, blocking off vision from nest and tunnel, You can do the same thing but with the Sage Wall and just hug it as you're walking into double doors. You can flash around the pillar and it'll back off anyone holding mid, but there's plenty of ways to do it, but all this requires is a little bit of communication and coordination with your team. Now let's watch how Sentinels take mid. In this clip, spacing is super key. Each of them are almost hugging each other, getting ready to make the trade. If there's a significant amount of space between them, they're giving Exit the opportunity to get a kill and retreat back into cover. This strategy is a bit more risky, but also is still a good way to take space. Also, notice how in this clip, and our previous clip, Sentinels will usually send more people towards mid, or hallway, or elbow, but not towards the site. These other parts of the map are much harder to gain control of than caves or B main, which are usually pretty free to take. The amount of pressure Sentinels are creating in mid sets up their other teammates for easy kills. Notice how Dapper gets a kill in the Cypher, who isn't even looking towards A main. This is because the amount of pressure that Sentinels are applying through mid. So, after Sentinels gains mid control, they decide to send one of their mid players back towards A main and have their Viper player lurk or roll. Exit doesn't know this, so they have to make a decision. They either give up mid, or use the utility to clear out any players that might still be there. These decisions are very hard to judge, as every piece of utility is now more expensive and also very valuable. After creating a 3v4, Sentinels effectively created a 2v4 and made the round basically unlosable. Notice how Viper is extremely careful trying to retake mid, and no one's even there. Taking mid control is such an important part to this map, and people really need to start understanding that. Lastly, let's talk about elbow control. The reason why this part of the map is so important is because on B side, there are only so many places you can play at, and when you have people charging at you from tunnels and B main, the site is near impossible to hold. Not only that, but from elbow, you can cut off rotations as well, just like from double doors. You can cut off the nest rotation, as well as rotators through mid. And also the same problem arises for the defenders. Do you spend the time in utility clearing out elbow, or do you just take what you're given and push through arches and just leave tunnel alone? Now, at this point in the video, you should have a general understanding of how to take these key parts of the map, so I'll leave that part up to you guys. But sometimes you can't have a strategy. Sometimes when you're down a player or down on economy, you just have to peek and take some risks. Let's take a look at this clip. Phoenix single-handedly takes elbow control with the Sheriff and a little bit of confidence. His team is majorly outgunned, so his team has to make a play. From there, G2 knows that they have lost elbow control and elect not to retake it. This is okay, but this makes the retake very predictable and pretty easy to stop, even with an eco buy. G2 funnels into tunnels and onto site, which makes this 50 round an easy win. Had G2 elected to retake elbow, they could have pinched the retake from B main and from tunnels, and maybe even from arches. The only thing stopping them was that little alarm bot that they placed down in elbow. So because Phoenix had a little bit of confidence to take a couple aim duels with this Sheriff and land a couple of nasty shots, he won his team that round. And remember, if you want to learn how to attack more efficiently in each map and learn about how you should approach each piece of the battlefield, be sure to check out SkillCapped.com, link in the description below. I hope this video has helped you all understand playing on Breeze a little bit better and how you can approach it in the future. Breeze is a pretty daunting map with its wide open areas and seemingly endless angles, and having uncooperative teammates just makes it that much worse. But now you should have more confidence and an overall better understanding on how to make attacking on Breeze a breeze. As always, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel down below. It really does help us out. And that's all for us. I'm Teets, and we here at SkillCapped want to thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.